There in this video we will see how we can do something like this. A pop-up, when you move a mouse over an object, just show the pop-up in the bottom. We will see how we can build that in WPF. Hello there, welcome back to one more video, and here today we will see about creating tutorials. Okay, so tutorials. We will see how we can customize or style or create a pop-up control in WPF. So let's say pop-up demo. We're not going to create a new pop-up control. We are going to make use of the existing pop-up and see how we can utilize it. I'm using .NET 6 for this purpose. There we go. We got our default application here now. Let's try to run our default application. We didn't make any change to see if it is all working fine and we are not missing something. Okay, it works fine. So what we can do, we will try to do a very simple process. I will just add some icons for cat, dog, aeroplane or some other item. So I will add some items and we will have one small button. When you hover the mouse over or when you click it, we will show more information about that particular item. So that's what we are going to do. For this, since we are going to keep it simple, we will start with the stack panel. And the background, I will just where's the properties? Where's the properties is here. Okay, I will choose a nice color. Now, even though it is simple, I like to start with some. Okay, this doesn't make any sense, but still okay. So the first and foremost thing, we need to have a grid with 3 columns. Grid.column definitions, column definition, column definition, column definition. And let's have the height of this is going to be 50. You could see what I'm trying to do here. And first one with this equal to, let's say 50. So basically like same width as the grid height. And this one let it be here, and this one let's say again 50. We have something like this now, and we will add one more at the end where we will say with this going to be, it will take the overall space. Here it is going to be 350. So we have something like this. This one, instead of this, we'll say auto, so it will change based upon whatever we have. So the first and foremost thing, we will say an image, and we don't have any source set. So instead of image, let us just have a grid there. We will change it into image, and this grid will have background of green. So we know that that is a placeholder, and we have a text block, and text is cat. And this one will fall under grid column 1. And finally we have one more grid which background is purple. You cannot do a video without purple color. Grid.column is 2. So there we go. So what we are going to do, we are going to put these are all just placeholders. We'll have an image here of a cat, and then here we will have one more image which will be like an exclamatory mark or something. When we press this button, we are going to show the pop-up. So this one is not sufficient enough. We need to have vertical alignment is center, and margin we need to have some horizontal margin of 10,0. So we have some gap here and there. And the overall height, see, whenever I change the height, this also should change. So I will give some kind of X name, what do you say, like grid main, and here I will say binding element name grid main path is equal to actual height. So whatever is the height will be my width. So if I say this is 30, then this is also 30. But if you see here, this is width is still 50. So we will take this one and say here as well. So that's fine. That looks much better now. But I want it to be 40. Okay. The next step, we need the icons. I'm not going to add the icons now, so straightforward I will use the Haley library. And see, I'm not going to use Haley.wpf because that will be a heavy lifting, even anything heavy lifting. So icons pack, I will add icons pack directly. And to know what the icon packs does, I already have it here. I have installed this manage extensions. If you want to do from marketplace, I have installed Haley.icons explorer, and this one will come under other windows view, other windows icons explorer. I have it open here for me. So what happened? Is it opening up or not? Okay, it's gone. So the icons explorer, currently I cannot search the icons. I don't have that capability yet, but I have a bat. I will have bat. I will choose something. I will choose something shortly, but before that, the main purpose why I opened it in the home, I can get the, if I'm going to use Haley.icons pack, I need this one to be added inside my resource dictionary. Resource dictionary will have this, and what else? I have the schema here. I will copy the schema, go back to my application, paste the schema. That's it, HW. So here, instead of the grid, now we will go with the image. Image sources equal to, I can go with static resource, but the problem with static resource, as I have always told in my previous videos, sometimes the IntelliSense will not be able to find out the values. Maybe you need to build it. In case if you build it, it might work. Even though I have added the library Haley icons pack, it was not showing me. So I have built it now. Build is still happening. Rebuild all failed. Associated dictionary should have a key associated with it. Okay. Because I cannot directly add it, I need to merge the dictionary to it now. So rebuild succeeded. So in this case, let us see if source is showing up or not. Okay, source is showing up. If the source doesn't show up, one more option is from there you can use image. Then you have you can split between, you can even bind the source. If you have a view model and your source is coming from your view model, you can bind it, or else you can directly give the brand bootstrap font icon value. So I will say I will start with boot font icon and bat solid. Okay, so this is not a cat, this is a bat. And here as well I will go with something different, and this is not a bat, and this is a grid dot column is equal to 2. Information info solid. Oops, this is very big. You can do one thing. Height, no, let's not set height. Let's say the margin is 8 or maybe 12. That's okay. But this doesn't look nice. So inside this, we have 10 gap here. The image is on the all sides. We have the margin. Let's do something. Horizontal alignment is left, and let's remove the margin, and let's go up, and here the width, let us not set the width like this, let us set the width as auto. So we have this set up very closely, and after that we have height, which should be, we always say that height of this one is always going to be 15. And how does it look? This info doesn't look much better. So is there something else? Information warning. We were focusing on this, and vertical alignment is top. We were doing something, okay. You can go with anything you want. Bootstrap icons, does it have any kind of information? Info circle, something is there. This is what we need. Info circle fill. What else is the info log? Info circle fill is what we need. This is coming from Bootstrap icon. Okay, so then we have the height and width, and then we need one more thing. I don't think we need to now hold it there. Let's keep it here. So let us keep it simple. Put it at 10. Let's put at 100% and see how it will look. It will look very bad. At least 20. 20 will look fine. And this one, font size, let us keep it at 18. And icon is here. Icon. Maybe this one, let it be like 60. Okay. And we need the color finally. Let's go with some colors. Bat, we know is always in black color, but still image. Okay, so we are using the default image. Default image, you cannot change the color, so I will go with HW image. Here I can have something called fill color. I'll say the fill color is orange. The background, I don't want white. I want it to be like this. Fill color is orange, and this fill color is going to be yellow. And the font color is foreground is white, and this is all fine. And we will have one margin is equal to 10. In stack panel itself, horizontal alignment is center, vertical alignment is center. We have bat here, and horizontal alignment should be center, okay, but the grid itself, horizontal alignment is left down. Let's try to copy this and paste one more to see how it will look. Doesn't work, maybe because of the grid main 2. Okay, let's run this. I have the NuGet symbols loaded. That's the reason why it comes like this. Okay, perfect. We have the bat. We have one more bat. Let's try to build it directly like this. Let's try to, instead of bat, let's try to do now a cat, and this one cat solid. Okay, and should it be capital, uppercase? Bat. We have a bat, we have a cat. Okay, now we have our cat, but we cannot do this again and again, right? Like you cannot change this again and again with all this template. So to make it simple, okay, so this video is not about making things in a perfect way, or not about showing how to do user controls. We have done several other videos before to show how we can do templates, or data template, user controls, custom controls, something like that. So in case you need to know how it is done, you can see those videos, but currently I will just copy paste it. I know this is duplicate work, but still we will do it here. I will remove the names here. Names here as well. Okay. Even though it is copy pasted, we need to have at least some level of abstraction should be there. So let us at least give horizontal alignment. Okay, so we have grid common, which we will apply here. We will apply the same grid everywhere. Okay, but what about the grid main? We don't have the grid main anymore, so we cannot bind to that. So instead, I will add one more double value here itself. XML namespace system is equal to system, which should come from a mscarblib. Do we have mscarblib? Usually, we will not have it. We are not able to see. So let us just say system, but the assembly is not from task. We need from mscarblib. It's not carblib, it is mscarlib. mscar library. Okay, it's this. So this will have something called double, which will be x key is grid height, and the value is 60. This height again is taken from grid height, and this grid height will go to static resource grid height. Why is not taking up? If I go to the width is a grid length. Okay, with this not a double value, it is a grid length. Very good. Now let's do one more. Grid length and grid length with the what else is there in grid length? Grid length takes value. So the value is a get property. You cannot set the value here. You cannot set the value here. You can only set the value directly as a double. So let us set it directly like the same like double. We will set the value here. Let us try to debug it and see whether we are able to get the dynamic values or not. Okay, so we have got it here. If I change the grid length, the height should vary. Let's say 80. And if I let me split it like this. Okay, if I save Control S, it's already there. If I put 50, it's coming down. If I put 80, going up, but the width is not changing. So with, let us say, like width is 90. So okay, so dynamically we are now able to change those values. That's fine. We can still make further more changes by taking them all. Like we don't need to set the grid column itself. We can put them inside items control. No, I'm not going to do that at present. Let's change some colors. Here red is bad, so salmon. Let's go down to everything is cat, so we have some dog leashed. My dog should not be leashed. Dog light. Okay, let's have violet, and where is it again? Cat. Let's have aeroplane, or maybe plain arrival solid. Nope, not nice. Paper plane solid. Nope, again not nice. Let's say ship, to keep it simple. Ship solid. This doesn't look like a ship at all. Starship. What about aliens? Alien. Alien is nice. Aliens, we have purple. Nope, not matching with this color. Pale green. Okay, so we have got bat, cat, then dog and alien. This is alien, and this is my dog. So bat, cat, dog, alien. This is fine. So far what we did, nothing. We did not even go into the pop-up. So now from here we will go into the pop-up, will try to create a pop-up, and whenever you press this button you will display the pop-up values. Now remember, this is only to give you an idea about how the pop-up works, and this is not the proper way of working. You should not have these many duplications in your code. Like, you cannot have the grid again and again and again. When you are doing in a production environment, you should abstract them away, keep a separate control. Then through the view model you need to pass the data and then you display them. But this one, we will just focus only on our purpose here. So what happens is, whenever you click this image button, you need to show a pop-up. That's fine. So how do we do that? Let's start with the pop-up here. Let's just start with the pop-up and where it goes. Pop-up border background is equal to white. Let's have some height is equal to 30, width is equal to 30. Just starting up here and save. Here is open is true. Let's start with always open. A pop-up is always drawn on during render time, so it will not be displayed immediately. You need to refresh or reload each time. You see, like when you move it out, it is there. It's nothing but an adorner. A pop-up is kind of like an adorner which is built on top of your UI screen. Every application, when you are dealing with WPF, you have different layers. On top of everything, what you have is called as something called as an adorner layer. You can even do something, adorner decorator, and adorner decorator, you can imagine like it remains on top of all your controls, all your user controls. Let's say something like this. You just open up and see your visual tree. It's layered adorners. Okay, go live to the visual tree. So this is a visual tree, and you see that the pop-up remains in the same level of your control, even though you have put your pop-up separate inside. You have nested it, right? Like the pop-up itself is now nested inside a grid. The grid is nested inside a stack panel and then inside a window, grid, and it's deeply nested. Even though it is deeply nested, WPF will only draw it completely outside. When you go inside to your first grid to the pop-up, the pop-up root is where the whatever you draw inside. What do you have here? You are placing a pop-up inside this grid, but the value of the border itself is drawn completely outside. It's in the same level of your main window. So that's an adorner. Adorners always are drawn like this. Adorners will always lay on top of everything. We are not going in deep into how adorners work. Let's forget about it. But the thing is, once an adorner is drawn on screen, it remains there, even though you move them somewhere else. Unless you refresh, they will still remain in the same place. In this case, not refresh is not working. Maybe you need to reload. But I can do one thing to show you. Now this is false, and immediately when I draw true, it will now drawn on top of here. You see. So I will set it to false and I set it to true, it comes back here. So that's how adorner works. Adorner basically takes the current state and then draws there, but that's okay. We are never going to keep it always true. We will always have it whenever we press a button now. That's fine. And we will not going to keep press button now. We will just have hover over it. Currently let it be like this. Let's have a width of height of 100, width of 300. Okay, maybe height should be 200, width should be 350, and then you have something else, again a grid. Grid will have a column definitions, column definition, and this width, let it be 200 again. And here we will have some kind of an image. Currently let us keep it image source, what is this, BSK. What is an here? We also have the same source, right? Okay. Source is equal to static resource bat, and let's just see whether it is working or not. Okay, it's working. And we cannot have it like this. We need to have only 50, maybe 100. Then we have one more, just text block grid dot column is 1. I need to give some text. Text is equal to bat is nocturnal. I'm not sure if the spelling is correct or not, but margin is equal to 15, and corner radius is equal to 10, and what else? Background is white. I don't need white. Let's go with Alice antiquite, and this one, let's go with foreground is slate gray. Nope, not nice. Gray. Font size is 18. Okay, so this is a good beginning. We don't need to margin is equal to 5. Okay, this is a good beginning. We can even show the actual image here. In case you have the actual image of the bat, you can show it here, but that's not my idea here. And you can also add some kind of link, something like hyperlink. When you press that one, you will open up. So let's say hyperlink, text block. Let's come back there again, but this is fine. And the thing is where it is going to be placed. You need a placement target. Placement target is equal to, let's give it a name, placement target. Let us give it a name, right? Like this is bat image. No, this is not okay. This is of course bat info circle. Binding it to element name bat image. Good. Now let's make this as false and make this as true again. You see, now earlier it was on the left side, now it is bounded directly below the icon. So the pop-up itself will now bounded to the element of image, and it is going there. You also have some other values like placement, whether it should be in the center, bottom, left, right, or wherever you want. I'm not going to focus on that. Now for us this is fine at present. Now the placement is fine, but should we be showing it always true? No, it should not be shown always true. What we do, binding element name bat image, path is equal to is mouse over. Whenever mouse over, it just show me that. That's what I'm going to say here. Let's rebuild again. Is mouse over is what does it say? Through an exception, 2A or binding modes can only work. Okay, this is a read-only property. We cannot do that. That's fine. So we have only one option. The option is you need to have a toggle button. Instead of this image, you will have a toggle button. You can do it in multiple ways. One, you can attach. I will show two examples as well. First example is this one, this image. Image dot style, or you can directly set the triggers. Trigger property is mouse over value is equal to true. Whenever the mouse over is true, setter target name. Okay, so that's this problem. When you are having a target name, you will not be able to come outside. Let us try it once more. Bat pop-up. Target name is bat pop-up, and property is open, value is equal to true. Let's remove this one. This should not work because the target name will not be available there. You see, is open is not recognized, bad popup is not recognized. Of course, it will not work because it will only work target name setter only if you are doing it inside a control template or a data template. Currently, we don't need to do that one. So the simple option would be, instead of using the image, go for toggle button, and the toggle button content itself will be you have a small toggle button. The toggle button content itself will be an image, and this toggle button background will be null. Instead of null, let us keep it transparent so that you will be able to click the button everywhere. Border brush is null, that's fine. So whenever this toggle button, right, so this toggle button should have a name which is bat image, and this one we don't need it, and is open is equal to, now we can bind to element name bat image, path is equal to is checked. Let's try. So whenever I press, okay, so I can now get the bat details. Perfect. But the thing is, if I move away, it is not happening, right? So we can do one more thing to the toggle button itself. Instead of pressing the is checked, we can say like toggle button dot triggers, proper trigger property is mouse over. Whenever mouse over is true, yeah, it's okay. What does it say? It should be an event trigger. Okay, so basically then it doesn't work. Toggle button dot style target type style toggle button. So what's happening now? By default, is checked is false. Whenever I move the mouse, is checked is true. So whenever this gets changed, our item also gets changed. So we are basically we are associating the mouse trigger. That's fine. So you move the mouse, you move it out. Bat is an external animal. So likewise, you can now do for everything else. I have been repeating from the beginning, and I myself feel doing it again and again. But when you are doing something, always try to do it using view model, and don't repeat yourself like what I'm doing now. We have for this, the next one is cat. We have for cat, and last thing is we have for here. Let's see how it is. It's okay. This is not bat image. This is now alien image, alien image, alien image. This is now dog image, and this is now dog image. So for cat we missed data. So for cat we copy from toggle button to pop up and replace this one with this. This is cat image, go up, cat image. So we need to replace this pop-up style as well. Instead of that we have cat light. Cat is making us believe it is domesticated. Where is the dog now? Dog is here. Dog light. Dog is actually domesticated. And we finally have the alien. Alien light. They made us believe they don't exist. Okay, so let's run this. We made some mistake. Let us find out what it is. We have been doing so many changes, so it's obvious we made a. So we have the pop-up element name is alien image, and we are binding it to alien, and we have a pop-up here. That's it. We are trying to bind to bat image. So this toggle button is alien image. We need to attach it with the alien image, and even inside it we are not having anything. We are having everything as is. That is fine, perfect. Go up, and dog should be here in dog image, and go up, and this is all fine. And cat should be placed with cat image. That's it. Let's try one last time. Okay, cat, dog, alien. Now let's increase the sizes as well, like make it 120 and make it 120. Save it. So we have some big images now. Dog, bat is a nocturnal animal. Cat is making us believe it is domesticated, is not there. See, text block. See, even it doesn't want us to know that. So text blocks, wrap is equal to wrap. Save this wrap. Take it forward. Save it. And save it. And save it. Ta-da! Okay, so now you can have this nice pop-up when you're moving the mouse over. You can also do one thing. Instead of going there, you can move the mouse over on this main image itself, and when you're moving the mouse you can show this on the other side. You can do anything you want. So let us try to do that again. Let's not see this anymore. XAML alone. Okay, the first thing, the mouse over should happen on the image. So let's say image.style target type image HW image, then style.triggers trigger This is the problem that we faced in the beginning, right? When we are changing the image here, we will not be able to set the property on another item because we are not inside a data template. It's okay. Let's leave it as is. Okay, so that's it. But something is nagging me. Like this finished like an this looks like an unfinished example. Okay, what I will do from now here at this point, I'm not going to speak. I will just make this as an user control and do a fast forward the last section.